Ohio Gema Zeta da yo. Today we're going to be taking a look at Jerry, an easy rated machine hosted over on Hack the Box. Since it's the first time I'm making one of these videos, I wanted to explain what Hack the Box is. Hack the Box is an online platform where users can hack intentionally vulnerable machines created by other users. It also features a variety of content such as challenges, enterprise lab networks, and multiplayer game modes. I'll leave a link in the description if you want to go check it out. Jerry was created by Mr. Hash and released on June 30th, 2018, approximately 4.5 years ago now. It features a Windows host running an Apache Tomcat server with default credentials which, when used, will give us access to the Web Application Manager. From there, we can upload a malicious WAR file and gain remote code execution as the computer account. Let's get started. The first thing we need to do is enumerate the ports on the machine to see what services are running, which we can do with Nmap. I'm going to use the SC flag to run default scripts, the SV flag to fingerprint the service versions. Put the IP there, and I'm going to use the OA flag to output the contents into all Nmap file formats. You can see that port 8080 is open, running HTTP, and the banner fingerprinted was Apache Tomcat Coyote JSP Engine 1.1, and the HTTP title says Apache Tomcat 7.0.88. We can navigate to the server, making sure to specify the port number at the end. And we can see that it is running Apache Tomcat 7.0.88. Apache Tomcat is a web application used for hosting Java applications. It is uncommon to see it exposed to the internet, but it does happen sometimes. Now at this point, since we have the version number, we can try and find public exploits, but that's not really necessary, since if we can get credentials to the manager app, we can get easy remote code execution that way. We click on this and it asks us to sign in. We don't have credentials, so we're going to have to try default credentials. And it gives us 403 forbidden, access denied. Just zoom that in. If we read this, it says, for example, to add the manager GUI role to a user named Tomcat with a password of secret, add the following to the config file listed above. So basically, we need a user that has the manager GUI role. And we can see that these are default credentials right in front of us. It's entirely possible that someone may have set it to default credentials and simply forgotten to change them back once they weren't needed, but we can try and use these credentials and see if we get in. And I have to clear my history. All right, let's try the credentials and see if we get in. And looks like we're in. Tomcat Web Application Manager, and we can see the applications running on the server, docs, examples, host manager. We can see here that we can select a WAR file to upload. Now we can create our own WAR file and put a malicious code in it so that it calls back to a listener on our box and we can get a shell. To do this, I'm going to use MSF Venom because I can't seem to get a JSP shell to work. And also, I'm a complete beginner and I really like using Vtuber. We use -p to specify the payload, which is going to be Java, since it is a Java application. Interpreter and reverse TCP. Then we need to specify our lhost, which we can get if we run ifconfig. It's going to be under ton 0, which is this. Then we need to specify an L port. It's going to set it to 4444. It doesn't really matter. The file type with -f, and it's going to be war. And our output file name is going to be backup.war. And once it's done, we can now upload it. And click deploy. We can see that it's been uploaded. /backup. If we click on it, it'll activate the payload, which we don't want yet because we need to set up our listener. To do that, we run MSF console since we are using a interpreter payload. And we're going to use the multi-handler module. Take a look at options. We'll set the payload to Java interpreter reverse TCP, which is what we set the war file to. Our lhost, we can put it as 0.0.0.0 so that it'll listen for all incoming connections. And our L port, which we can already see, is at 4444. Just to confirm our settings. And then we type run. And go back to the manager and click on this. You can see it's a blank screen, but if we look at our listener, we see we'll call a shell. If we type get UID, we can see that we're running as the computer account, which most likely means we're running as the all-powerful system account. We can confirm this if we drop into a shell and type who am I, and we can see that we are indeed system. The only thing left to do now is to find the flags that we need, which are usually found on the administrator desktop. And if we output the contents of this file, we will have our flags. And that is it. If you've reached this point, congratulations. And that's about it. Bye bye.